I spent my whole life hiding my struggle until it nearly cost me my daughter. I've never been good with words. For as long as I can remember, letters never stayed still on a page and became meaningless. My family took me to the doctor, and as soon as they found out I was dyslexic, the punishment started. My parents would hit me every time I came home with a bad grade, and eventually they gave up on me and acted like I never existed. My parents, my teachers, and my classmates all just called me dumb, that I'd never amount to anything because I couldn't even read a stop sign without struggling. My father used to say I'd be lucky if I ended up flipping burgers. I felt so humiliated, so I stopped trying. Instead, I learned how to use my hands and became a welder. It was honest work, paid well, and best of all, it didn't require me to stare at words I couldn't understand. But the shame never left me. When I moved away from my hometown, I made a choice. No one would ever know about my dyslexia. Not my coworkers, not my friends, not even the woman I fell in love with. I told myself it didn't matter, as there was no point to admit a weakness no one could fix. When our daughter was born, I swore I'd be the best father I could be. Then a few months ago, everything fell apart. My wife cheated on me, packed her bags, and left without looking back. Said she was done with us and wanted a life more exciting, and ran off with the man she slept with. I felt so much loneliness and anger. The worst part was the way our daughter just shut down. She had always been quiet and struggled to get her words out, but after her mother left, it was like she stopped speaking altogether. And that wasn't the only gap my wife left behind. She used to read bedtime stories to our daughter every single night. Now the books go untouched. She used to handle all the school emails, help with homework, and sign permission slips. I had to ask my old high school friend for help filling out field trip forms. Every day was a reminder of what I couldn't do. And every night, my daughter would scribble little notes and hand them to me. I'd smile and tuck them away in a shoebox. I assumed they were just about her day, about missing her mom. I never told her I couldn't read them. I just encouraged her to speak to me if she needed something, but she never did. Then one day, she came home crying. I asked what was wrong, but she wouldn't say. Then she looked at me and asked if I had read her letters. I hesitated. She saw the truth before I could lie, and she ran off to her room, slamming the door behind her. My stomach dropped. I grabbed the shoebox and did something I should have done weeks ago. I took pictures of the letters and sent them to my friend, begging him to tell me what they said. His response made my blood run cold. My little girl had been writing to me about her teacher. The man had been hurting kids when they got answers wrong. She talked about this wooden spoon he used and how it even broke on one little boy's hand. She was terrified to go to school and had been begging me for help. I broke down crying and went to her room to just hold her. I told her everything was going to be okay and I was going to fix it. The next morning, I stormed into the school with the letters in hand and demanded the principal take action. I reached out to other parents, and one by one, more kids started coming forward. The teacher was fired on the spot. One of the other parents asked if I wanted to join a lawsuit against him, and without hesitation, I agreed. I had been too ashamed of my own weaknesses to see that my daughter needed me, and I swore to myself it would never happen again. That night, I sat my daughter down and told her the truth, that I had trouble reading, and I was too embarrassed to admit it, but I should have, that I was so sorry, and I wanted to be there for her, always. I asked her if she would work on speaking with me if I worked on reading for her. She thought about it, then gave a small nod before throwing her arms around me. The next day, I signed up for literacy classes. It was humiliating at first, sitting in a room full of adults, struggling through basic words, but I kept going until one evening, I picked up a children's book and read to her for the very first time. She was mesmerized. Slowly, she started speaking more. We were healing together, and now here I am, writing this post. My whole life, I believed that I'd never amount to anything, but I was wrong because I'm a father, and I will never ever let my daughter feel like she has to go unheard again.